what's up everybody? Got a unboxing today that I am super excited for. I finally splurged and bought a gimbal for my phone. I've always wanted one, but I don't want to say I've never really had a use for it, but my girlfriend and I recently started vlogging, so most of my videos are something like this where the camera is, you know, stationary and not moving, so a gimbal is pointless for that. But now that I'm starting to vlog as well, a big thing for me is camera shake. You know, when I'm walking or moving around, the camera's just, you know, just jumping all over the place. I don't like that. So, and this is actually a really cheap one. It has good reviews, but it's not $1 million. The big purple knife there. So I got this one at Best Buy. I was looking at them on Amazon, and it seemed like decent ones went for around $100. And then I found a whole market of them on Amazon that were cheaper, that were like $70 to $80. And this one was $70 with a coupon on Amazon. I found it at Best Buy in stock for $80. I'm a really impatient guy. I did not want to wait for shipping. So here's the box. Real simple. And then got a little tab here and here, and it just slides open, I think. Maybe not. Yep, there it goes. So pretty good packaging so far. I mean, it's not the highest quality feeling, but so we've got the, well, it's funny, this looks like, I thought it online too, it looks like a guitar case. So we've got the main gimbal right here. Got a user guide, and then like a shoulder strap for the case, maybe. A micro USB charging cable right here. Oh cool, it's one of the flat cables too. I like those. They don't really get tangled up. And one thing I noticed about gimbals is they are truly like a hit or miss. Like, people either love them or they say this sucks, you know, it needs to do this, needs to do that, whatnot, yada yada. I mean, case-wise, this is a nice case. I like this. It's simple, but it, you know, it does the job. Like I said, it looks like a guitar case, but go ahead and unzip it. Okay, cool. It's got even like a padded insert to kind of form to it. I thought it was just laying in there. Got some candy, some Pop Rocks. I'm just kidding. Don't eat these. Okay, so initial thoughts right off the bat. It is plastic. The arms feel like they might be... The arms might be some kind of metal, like a alloy or aluminum. Not really sure. The arms feel good though. It feels good in the hand. I do have bigger hands, I'll say that. I feel like if you have smaller hands, this might not be comfortable. But it does feel good. So this one's got multiple USB ports, which I thought was cool. So you got a regular USB port down there. And then you've got the micro right here. You must plug your phone, like when you have your phone mounted, I'm assuming you plug it into this one and just have your charging cord up here. I have no idea how to use this. So I've got an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I've just got it in one of those cheap little like rubber cases from Amazon that are like $5. So right off the bat, let's see if it fits. I guess we just kind of spread these open. Cool, so it does fit with my case. So I remember one guy saying that these have to be up like this. So would it be like this? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and give the owner's manual a read. I'm going to charge it, and I will be right back.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so I don't even remember where I left off, to be honest with you. It's been quite a while now. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even remember where I left off. It has been quite a while since I've been recording, since I did the unboxing. In that short period of time, it has been a love-hate relationship with this thing. This right here is a tripod mount. Just your standard little tripod mount, but it actually works really nicely to kind of hold it in place so I can show you guys. I did have this on my other tripod, just messing around with it. I think I've got it finally figured out, and when I say figured out, I mean I know I could take this outside right now and use it. I might not use it to its full potential, but I figured it out. And the directions are useless. Do not even bother opening up that booklet because you will not learn a single thing about how to use this thing. Going on their website and downloading the USB driver and the firmware updates and the tool for your computer to update it and whatnot, don't waste your time. None of it works. This thing will not connect to any computer I have with any cable I use. So again, another pointless thing. But so I took my phone out of the case, which helps a little bit, but as you can see, everyone says, okay, you want to get it balanced where it's supposed to, when it's off, it's going to sit like this. Like, I'm talking side to side here. They want it to sit like this. But if you have anything bigger than like the smaller sized phones, like the regular iPhones, not the Max or the Pluses, it doesn't work because there's no extra give in this arm right here. This arm is as far out as it goes. And the balance I get is right there, which, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not like it's sitting like this or something, but it's not where it should be. You know, this arm needs to be a hair longer, and then it would be nice and balanced. But when you turn it on, I'm going to hold this red button for about 2 seconds. You can see it does kind of snap into place. So the app this thing comes with, ZY Play. I'm not crazy about it. This phone records in 4K and has, you know, multiple different lenses. I hit connect now. It pops up. I hit connect. And then enter now. And you can see, you know, there's the camera. So this is through the app. The zoom on this thing sucks. I'm just going to lay that flat out. I'm going to zoom in on my big camera here so you can kind of see the phone better. When you're zooming, you want it to be smooth, something like this. You know, like, whether you go quicker or slower, that's fine, but you don't want it to be like, that just looks like crap, right? The zoom in this, go down to zoom, that's all you can do. Is go in steps like that. You can't just hold it and zoom out. That's the most frustrating thing ever. If you hold it, it actually switches lenses from front to back. This phone has 3 lenses. The 2x zoom is a totally different lens because it's not just doing like a digital zoom. It has a better lens that has, I don't know the technical terms, but it's more zoomed in. And then it gets into digital zoom. This just uses the single lens and just digitally zooms in, so it's just like zooming into the picture, just like cropping it out so it looks like crap. Really the benefit you're getting from this app, I would never, and also it's 4K, this app does not record in 4K. Really the only thing I like this app for, because you can also see, I don't know if you were looking at the screen, it zooms in, it focuses really hard. Like, it's really obvious if you look at the screen when it's focusing, because it's kind of like zooming in and out slightly. But the benefit you get from this is the follow feature, which you hit that little button right there, and then you draw like a little square of what you want to follow. And then if you can see that, it follows my hand, which is hella cool. It's much easier, like if you have somebody to help you set this up, you know, where you could be in front of the camera and have it follow you, but if not, it still is possible. Just basically you're gonna kind of draw, like, when I did it, it did work. So I'm gonna hit exit right there so it stops doing it. So when I did it on my tripod, I set it up, I hit the button, and then I just drew like a big box right there, and then I went and stood where I thought that box was, and then when I moved around, it followed me. So it actually works pretty good. That feature is awesome. That alone makes this gimbal 100% worth it to me. Now the gimbal feature, this is like locked mode where no matter how I tilt it, it stays looking the same way. And then I can hit mode, and then you see if I turn my wrist, like, it turns the camera, but it does it really smoothly, but it's still locked forward. So if you want to tilt it, you just go down or up, and then it stays in that position, but I can twist it with my wrist. And then mode 2 is like basically freehand. But the difference with a gimbal is it's doing it smooth, it's not like really rough going down and up and left and right. It's doing it really smooth and almost like cinematic, if you will. I can just turn the gimbal and get this smooth pan and tilt and whatnot. So, like I said though, I don't like using that app, so I'm gonna go to my regular camera app. And now I have all my normal settings that I'm used to. But guess what? The gimbal still works just fine. It still does the same stuff. One really cool thing too that I forgot to mention is you tap the mode button 3 times. And then this stuff happens. Whoops. It goes into like selfie mode essentially. So especially like if you're vlogging, you can sit there and blah 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 and then go back to your other mode. And it's a smooth little transition, hey, here's, walking around the park. And so anyways, here's what happened today, blah, 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 blah. Cool feature. One thing I was kind of nervous about, I'm like, well, how do I know if it's showing me all the time? Like when I do this, how do I know if it's actually showing me? I was standing in front of one of the mirrors in our living room so I could see the back of the screen. And when I would pan it around, it would basically go right on my face every time, and it wasn't like zoomed up, as if I'm holding it at a nice, not super far length, but just a comfortable arm position. It's, my whole face and neck, and it's not like it's zoomed into my face. So I did it 3 times, and it's cool watching the rotation on the video too. It's just kind of like a zoom, just this smooth pan around. But so now that I have watched a lot of videos about it, I would recommend this to somebody. I don't have any, real life experience with it yet. Like, just getting the features worked out and figured out. Now that I know what's what, I enjoy it. I will say it was definitely worth. After taxes at Best Buy, it's on sale. At the time of filming this video, it's on sale for $79.99. After taxes, it was $84 and some change. I will say it was worth every bit of that. It is not the top of the line gimbal out there. It is not the best quality. It's not the best build quality. It doesn't have the best carrying case. It doesn't have the best feel. But it's $84 for a gimbal, for a stabilizer. The very smooth gimbal. And once you figure it out, now granted, once you figure it out, it works really well. Their instructions are garbage. They are completely useless. I think that about wraps it up. I will probably go get some footage of myself walking with just the camera and then the camera and the gimbal. You can kind of get like a before and after, kind of see the difference. Especially if you're a vlogger, you do any kind of like videos, doing any kind of movement. Like most of my videos like this one, my camera is completely stationary right now. My camera is right there. And it's completely stationary. So I don't need the gimbal. But now that I'm vlogging and stuff like that, the gimbal is going to come in very handy. Then when you turn it off, just hold that button again, and you'll see it just kind of droop, and it free rotates at that point. One thing I don't like as well with the big phone in it is that if you have the small phone, it can stand up like this just fine, but not with the big phone. So I guess, there's some trade-offs here and there, but I just wanted to mention everything I could think of. Okay, so I had audio going on the phone, but it was insanely windy out here, and it was with the wind chill below 0, so I kind of quickly got out here and got back inside. This section right now is with the gimbal. You can see I did not walk any different. I'm a bigger guy, so my body moves a little bit more when I walk. So the first clip was just my normal walking and holding the phone in front of me like I would. Now I could definitely hold it a lot more still, but I really have to focus on moving in different ways to not move my hands and whatnot as much, if that makes sense. But just me holding the phone and recording in front of me, that's what it looked like. And now, like I said, now this is with the gimbal. It's super smooth. Right here I hit the button and dropped it down. I changed the mode on accident, but it picks right back up. Like I said, I'm still not super comfortable with the thing. I just bought it, and this is my first time using it outdoors, so aimed it down a little bit, walked down the stairs. You can see that was smooth. Nobody can walk down the stairs smooth. Come on now. I pan around a little bit here, looking at the water. And it's really cool too, because when you're standing still, you're getting the quality of like being on a tripod. Even like right here when I pan side to side, it's a similar quality to, if I had my tripod out there and I was, moving it side to side. And then I go back up the steps real smooth. And just normal walking here, just like you saw earlier. But it was a lot more rough without the gimbal. I'm still kind of like playing around with the features, kind of figuring out the pan and tilt and what works in what mode. Because certain modes, some features won't work. Like the joystick doesn't do anything. So, and then right here is back to just camera only. And I'm walking on grass and like really cold snow. So